Hi, greetings. Welcome to Things to Write Home About. My name is Shami. The reason why I named this channel Things to Write Home About is because I love to write. I'm an introverted thinker. I think deeply about things. I'm always thinking. This has been going on since childhood because my earliest memories are of me thinking. And so I thought to myself, why not create a channel where I can share my thoughts? And how that ties into writing is because as a thinker, I do my best kind of thinking through writing, which is why I love journaling and all sorts of writing and reading. Something that I often think about is the fact that as human beings, we each have our own complex internal lives happening that nobody else knows about, which makes it so that everyone is unique. I was recently journaling about an experience and a memory that I have from childhood in which I had homework to do as a child. This was maybe primary three um, or four, maybe primary two, around 7 to 8, 8 years of age. And I had this experience happen where I came from school and I had homework to do. And because the boarding school that I went to was very strict, all I wanted to do when I came home was to simply rest, get plenty of sleep, and eat food. So, my priorities were to eat, play, and sleep. So, when it came time to go back to school, I had this homework that I hadn't done for the 3 weeks that I had been at home. And my dad discovered that I hadn't done my homework because all I was doing was playing. And I have this vivid memory of him in my brain looking at my homework and perusing through the papers and saying something like, if I could help you do your homework, I would. With great sympathy, moreover, he said, if I could help you do your homework, I would, but unfortunately, I cannot do that because the teachers will know that this isn't your handwriting. And in that moment, I was presented with a profound lesson about life. The fact that we each have experiences that are unique to us, that we have to deal with in our own unique ways. We have to do our inside and outside work. Nobody is going to come save you from the work that you have to do. I've learned this time and time again, and it is something that reoccurs in my life. I have come to the great understanding and acceptance that my emotions are mine to deal with, and that my work is mine to do. Sometimes I go through difficult experiences and I have to remind myself that I'm responsible for dealing with whatever I'm going through. And in the past, I've felt like people have empathized, and I too empathize with other people when they go through hard things. And I want to help. As an empath, I want to help, but I know that we as individuals have to go through our experiences ourselves. As much as we want for somebody else to come and save us from a headache, maybe feelings of sadness, feelings of regret, no one can do that. Only we as individuals can do that for ourselves, which can lead to feelings of loneliness for sure. But I also find it to be very empowering. The knowledge that I am autonomous and that I'm responsible for myself. It is truly empowering because then I can take responsibility for myself, for my emotions, and especially for my actions, which is why I love being an adult. When I learned this truth about life, my perspective changed. I came to an understanding that no one can save me from myself, so to speak, which then turned to me being more responsible for my actions, for my emotions, and truly learning how to deal with my emotions and the consequences of my actions. So, from time to time, I come back to this feeling of wow, as much as I would like to know, or as much as I think that I know someone else, I truly cannot know the other person. And I don't know if anyone can know me as deeply as I know myself, which then begs the question, how do I help? How do I help myself? How do I help somebody else? How do I help my cat? So, yes, this is my thought for today. It is January 1st, 2026. And throughout the end of 2025 and the beginning of 2026, this is a thought that is reoccurring that I wanted to share. We are, throughout our lifetimes, presented with work that we can only do by and for ourselves. Your life can only be lived by yourself. Your experiences are unique, and as a result, your tests require your unique approach. Building this muscle is crucial. This realization and deep understanding is a point of reflection for me quite frequently. I'm reminded every day that it is my responsibility to do my outside and inside work. My life changed for the better when I came to the radical acceptance that I'm responsible for myself, my decisions, and my actions. Not even the people that love us the most can protect us from challenges we might be faced with at a given moment. Even if they're able to protect us, it might be only for a while and not forever. Our emotions are ours to process as individuals among all of the lemons life might give us. Everyone has a complex inner life with internal struggles and depths often hidden from the outside world. It is a feeling called sonder. The awareness that only I can live my life and fulfill my purpose is one of the reasons why I appreciate being an adult. When I think about what younger me would think of adult me, proud is a constant that keeps reoccurring. My inner child is proud of me for showing up for myself, for doing my homework, for caring, taking responsibility. It's not always easy, and that's exactly why it makes sense to simplify from time to time. I don't buy into the idea that adulting is hard. I don't dispute the fact that being an adult is hard sometimes. I'm of the view that it can, in one way or another, be simplified to be made palatable to a point depending on one's circumstance. When things become challenging for me, when I don't feel like myself, for example, if I lose appetite or feel dissociated in one way or another, I tell myself, Shami, how about we revisit the basics? How about we start from what is simple and build on top of that? How about we take responsibility for our actions, our emotions? Hmm. How about we understand that other people have their own complex internal life happening? Thank you for watching this video on things to write home about. Bye.